You're all doing well. Is this thing gonna start? Okay, how we doing, guys? Hope you're doing well. So for those of you that are new, I do this once a month, once every 2 months, where I show you what's going on in terms of the Vaughan real estate market, in all asset classes, right? Condo market, townhomes, detached, just to number one, keep you in the loop, and number two, right now, stress the opportunity that's out there right now for buyers, right? If you haven't been following real estate and all that fun stuff, it's okay. Like, it's not your job, but prices are down about 30% since the peak, right? So what's happened over the last couple of years is after COVID, we had money that was very cheap. Everyone went out there, started buying property. We saw prices surge 300,000 over what it was worth, and then inflation went with it. Right, the only way to bring down inflation was, the Bank of Canada needed to raise interest rates, which they did, and then brought prices basically right back down to where we started, and also brought inflation down as well, right, which is good. So now we have prices back to normal from 5 years ago, which is good, down 30%. We have inflation at our target of 2 to 3%. We're actually at 1.9. We have mortgage rates that are well down as well. A couple of years ago, you would go get a mortgage and it was like 6%, 6.5%. Now you go to the bank, go to TD, 5-year fixed, you're going to be mid fours, high fours, right? So mortgages are well back to normal. So, point I'm trying to stress here is I'm going to show you guys, what stuff is selling for in different asset classes. Again, just to show you the opportunity you have right now because it's crazy. Okay, so we'll start with Vaughan condos. If you guys live in Vaughan, you'll know which buildings these are because if you're driving on the highway, you'll see them. And if you're receiving this email, it's very likely because you're looking to potentially buy in Vaughan or rent in Vaughan. And yeah, just know I'm going to be a resource of information, whether you're looking to do something now or the next couple of years. I live in Vaughan. I grew up in Vaughan. I know all these buildings like the back of my hand. I do majority of my business in Vaughan. We have a lot of off-market stuff in Vaughan as well. So if you don't see something on the MLS, you can shoot me a message. You can say, hey, Paul, we're looking for a townhome backing onto, no rear neighbors, this price, etc. We can go hunting for you, and we very likely have it. Excuse me. So anyway, so we'll get into it. So condos, 5 Buttermill off of Highway 7, 950 Portage Parkway. These are brand new within the last couple of years. 1 bed, 1 bath, over 500 square feet. This has no parking, so don't get too excited. And they're selling for 400,000, 405, 410. Buttermill again, 1 bed, 1 bath, over 500 square feet, 405. So it just goes to show you 480, 7890 Jane Street, 1608, 2 bed, 2 bath, over 600 square feet, and it's sold for 480. This has no parking, so if you add parking, you add 20 grand, 25 grand, you're at 505. 505,000 for a 2 bed, 2 bath, 600 square feet, right? It's unheard of. These are prices we haven't seen again since 5 years ago. So the opportunity is crazy. 9235 Jane. This is Baleria. A little bit of a, I wouldn't say older building, but just not brand new, right? In terms of older, like if it's 30 years plus, okay, yes, it's older. The maintenance fees are going to be a little bit higher, but Baleria is all 20 years, under 20 years. So they're not old. They're not brand new. They're right in the middle, which is good. So 477, 1 plus 10, 2916 Highway 7, 1 plus 10, 2 bath, 497. Okay, so these are condos selling at 500 right now that were selling for, call it high fives, low 600s a couple years ago, just to put it in perspective, right? So the opportunity right now in condos is crazy. Now, I know it's very hard, especially as an investor, it's very hard to see past what's going on right now, because what's going on right now, if you guys read the headlines, is a lot of the headlines are not positive headlines. All it's talking about is, builders canceling projects, unemployment, etc., right? But, not to sound cheesy, but Warren Buffett says it best. He says you got to be fearful when others are greedy. You got to be greedy when others are fearful. The market's fearful right now, and that's why buyers who are buying and pulling the trigger are able to pick up 2 bed, 2 bath condos for 500,000, right? Because if you take a step back and, you speak to an agent that knows what's going on, or you just even do your own homowork, based on all the fundamental factors our market has, it's very clear and evident where our market is going long term. Now, does that mean prices are going to jump up 100,000 tomorrow? No, very, very unlikely. But I think based on the speed in which we build, the lack of available land, the immigration, etc., and just the value that comes with our market in general, our prices will go up long term. The 40-year moving average in the GTA for home prices is about 4 to 5% a year appreciation on average, right? And that's, including financial crisis, that's including COVID, etc. Okay, so 4 to 5% we can very likely assume moving forward. That should be the case, especially back to my point about builders canceling projects. If you have a look at what's going on, we already don't build fast enough. We have a severe lack of supply versus the demand. And now what's going to happen in 3 years when all the builders who were supposed to build this year and have completed projects in 3 years, when the buyer confidence is back, they're going to go out there, buy up all the inventory, and then, oh wow, there's going to be no more supply left. So it's going to put upward pressure on price. Okay, so point is, it's very hard to see past what's going on now because there's a little bit of uncertainty. It's getting better, but there's a little bit of uncertainty. Unemployment, Trump tariffs are kind of weaning off, which is good. But the opportunity, and I'll always say it with my chest and say it confidently, is now, right? No one knows if the market, have people say, oh, Paul, is the market going to go down another 1-2%? Truthfully, no one knows. Based on the information in front of us, I know where it's going long term. I can't time the market. I'm not a magician. I don't have a crystal ball. But based on the information in front of us, if I were to make an educated guess, I'd say, yeah, it's a good time to buy right now. And if you think the market's going to go down another 1-2%, no problem at all. Let's price that into your offer. Okay, so instead of offering 500, you offer 475 to kind of protect you on the downside. Okay, so I'll move on from condos because we're at 7 minutes. I always want these to be short. Abeja, brand new building, 1+10, 2-bath, 520. Just to put it in perspective, when I bought pre-con about a year ago, I paid $600 for a 1-bed. Okay, yes, it's going to be a brand new product, which is good. But now looking at all these resale prices, oh wow, if I bought resale, probably could have got a better deal, but you never know, and it's impossible to time these things. And my investment checked all the boxes, so all good. So let's move on to townhomes. So my thought process, being a buyer right now, because I am a buyer right now, is originally me and my partner were going to look to buy a condo because we don't need a lot of space, right? No kids, no nothing. So we don't need the 2,000 square foot detached, 2,500 square foot detached for what, right? So originally we were going to buy a condo, 800 square feet. Then prices started coming down within the last year and a half, and then we're like, holy crap, and instead of buying a condo, let's just take advantage of the gap between asset classes. And if we got to spend an extra 150 grand, 200 grand, and we can get a townhouse, a nice one, cool, let's do that. So we don't have to buy the condo, stay for 5 years, then move up. Let's just skip that step so we can stay wherever we stay for 10 years, for example. So we started looking at townhomes. Townhomes in Vaughan are starting from even the 800s right here. So Martin Grove and Steeles, this is a very nice complex, very nice looking homes. And some of them, depending on the block, are backing on to no rear neighbors, and they have a backyard. Here we go. It's a small backyard, but still nonetheless a small backyard. So all first-time buyers, I push them towards this complex. I love this complex. 3 stories. You got to be okay with stairs. The finishes are nice. So if you have any questions on this complex, shoot me a message. These are the most affordable freehold townhomes in Vaughan by far, and I'm talking about $150K difference, right? This is in Sonoma or Vellore, Muscadel. I think it's Vellore, okay? Completely turnkey. Sold for $950,000, over 1,500 square feet. Relatively nice in terms of the finishes. $950,000. This, a couple of years ago, especially during COVID, probably 125, 130. Now you're able to purchase at $950. I just sold one of my best friends at Townhome the other day. In Sonoma, a couple of years ago, this was worth 125, 130. We just bought it for $988. A townhome in Sonoma for $988,000, 1,700 square feet is absolute insanity, just so you know. So that's the opportunity that's out there right now. And then townhomes will range, depending on size and finishes, all the way up to, I've seen some up to 1.5. Hiawatha, this is Islington Woods. This is a nice one as well. 3 stories, over 2,000 square feet. Little backyards. But again, very nice complex in Vaughan. If you know Vaughan, this is close to like Memphis barbecue. Super nice, and big townhomes. Tenant Circle. This is Weston and Major Mac. If you've ever seen these are brand new, over 2,000 square feet, 3-bed, 3-bath. They're 3 stories, and they're selling for $1,080,000. I even seen one sell for $940,000, $950,000 the other day. I don't know if I missed it, but I'll find it later, or maybe I'll scroll back. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Benoit. Okay, maybe it's up there, but anyway, those are brand new Weston Major Mac. I believe Fieldgate built them. Super nice, and those are selling between $950,000 to like what I just showed you, about $1,050,000, 1.1. Farouk, this is Weston and Major Mac. I love this. This is probably where I'm going to end up buying. It's Weston and Major Mac, upscale area, nice tennis courts in the area, nice schools, very nice area with the backyard. The backyards here aren't massive, but it's enough to host. It's enough to put a barbecue. Like we're going to put like a sauna, cold plunge, all that stuff. More than enough space. And then townhomes, again, can range all the way up to 1.5, right? Depending on what you're looking at and the finishes, etc. But the point I'm trying to make is a couple of years ago, townhomes that were 1.3, 1.4 are now selling at 1.1, $1,050,000, etc. Right? So that's the kind of opportunity you have right now. And we'll go to Detached because lately, I look at the Vaughan market every day, obviously, but lately I've been seeing Detached in Vaughan sell for 1.2 or be listed at 1.188, right? And, again, years ago, these were 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. So prices, point I'm trying to make is prices are way, way down, but also inflation's way, way down. Affordability is way, way down in terms of mortgage rates. And we don't know how much longer it's going to last, right? No one has a crystal ball. But all I know is for anyone to look at prices a couple of years ago and look at them now and not be able to see based on everything and based on inflation being down, based on mortgage rates being down, if you can't see that now is a good time to buy, then you very likely never will, right? A lot of people are sitting on the sidelines and they have been for years and they're saying, oh, Paul, we're waiting for the market to dip. We're waiting for the market to come way down. And I tell them, hey guys, this is it. This is it. The market's down. Affordability is back. This is your opportunity, right? This doesn't mean the market's going to fly up $100,000 tomorrow again, but, based on confidence slowly coming back, based on sales transactions picking up, based on inflation being at a manageable rate, based on mortgage rates being back, based on mortgage rates and mortgage rules extending the minimum down payment you can put from $1 million up to 1.5, based on all of these things, it's very clear to me now is the time to buy. And prices long-term are going to go up. Now, again, are they going to go up right away? We don't know. Is the market going to come down another 1-2%? We don't know. I don't think so, but again, we don't know. But all I know is now is the opportunity. There's wicked opportunity in Vaughan. And that's it, guys. I like to make these because I live in Vaughan. I do, I'd say all, if not majority of my business in Vaughan. So if you have any questions at all, I'm your guy. And yeah, very easy to reach out to me. Instagram, my email's everywhere, my phone number's everywhere. So if you have any questions at all, shoot me a message and we'll go from there. And then side note, for all you investor clients that are looking at assignments, there's assignments as well, not my clients, but other clients who sold condos at Festival and just other pre-constructions along Highway 7 where there's insane opportunity. The buyers bought it for $550, they're selling it at $400, meaning they're leaving their whole deposit, and in a lot of instances, they're incentivizing you $40,000, $50,000 to take over their paperwork. So you got to step in, put your 20% down with the bank, pay your closing costs, boom, you got a brand new condo for way under market value, right? So any questions at all with that, shoot me a message, and take care, guys.